we got a new trailer for zombies. I think it's just for grief mode. Actually, I'll probably pull this up on YouTube. But yeah, I think it's just for grief mode. It's really like the only and main thing that is coming out for zombies within season 4. And I don't know, like, are you guys disappointed in that? Were you hoping for another map? Or yeah, here we go. Black Ops Zombies season 4 trailer. So they don't label it as the grief trailer, but they label it as the zombies trailer. So let's see what they're cooking here. Sounds like old school Black Ops music. Returning after a decade.
A new zone has appeared. Capture it.
If they take the zone, terrible, awful, bad things will happen.
So there's challenges. Zombie ambush. Kill 30 zombies inside the capture zone. So, first of all, for some reason the bar only went up to 20, but and then that when you complete that, that'll do something bad to the enemies.
Nature can be cruel.
Ammo drain, so you take away their ammo.
People's ammunition.
Well, that puts their plans on
Frozen,
ice.
so you freeze the enemy. On all maps, that's good.
Fetch me their souls! Yes, yes, we are the winners!
Like, let's be real here for a second. Like, what do we actually think of that? Like, there's really, let's mute it here for a second. So they don't show really anything new. They show some of the new skins that are going to be a part of the battle pass. So we do see that. Returning after a decade. I think this mode's going to be fun. Like, don't get me wrong. I do think this mode is going to be fun, but do we think it's like game changing or anything along those lines? Not really. Not really. It's a, I would say this, also you guys can't see the video. This is what events should be. Like, I will say that. Like, let's look at it from that point of view. Right? Like, this mode is going to be fun. So you start off the game and you have Team Richtofen versus Team Sam. I can immediately think of fun events that you could do for this mode. You could do one where it tracks the amount of Team Edwards and Team Sams that have won and tracks that on a thing and then like shows it off, and as Team Edward and Sam get more wins, they unlock rewards. It's better than events than we had all year, and I thought of that in about 3 seconds. There should be challenges for this mode. This is like, it's more than just adding in a mode. It's more than just like adding in like a what's a one in the chamber, right? It's more than that. Like, and I understand that, but at the end of the day, it is still just a mode, right? Like, this isn't going to change how you play the game. So you spawn in, you have your Team Richtofen versus Team Sam. Returning after a decade. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Outlast the enemies. Are we noticing anything? Oh, wait a minute. So enemy, for example, enemy shock charges do affect the other team. That's interesting. Complete the objective. So when you complete an objective, that's going to give a downside to your opponent. Grief. It will give a grief to your opponent. I believe there's 4 of them. Ammo drain. There's freeze. There's, what are the other 2 that I'm missing? Does it say them? No, it doesn't. What are the other 2? Does anyone know what the other grief options are? I think it said it in the roadmap, but I don't remember what they are. So yeah, so this is what an event should be. This is what this comes down to for me. When I look at Call of Duty and I look at what they do throughout a year, they let's take the 3 events that we know are happening. Let me actually pull this up. This is gonna send me on a rant here. So let's go to the Call of Duty blog and let's pull up the events that they have this season that are coming at the beginning of season 4. There are 3 of them. Where are they? I am trying to find them. My throat. Every once in a while, my throat just dries out since I had that like procedure done, and like it's not sore or anything. It just doesn't feel very good. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about here. Boom. So these are the events that we have within season 4. We have the ballerina event, which where is that playing from? Okay, thank you. I still have no idea where that's playing from. So the events. So we have Rivals, Ballerina, and King of the Dead. King of the Dead is a zombies one, by the way, just in zombies. So if you look at these, Ballerina is the John Wick event. Prove your capabilities as a supreme assassin by slaying your way across multiplayer in zombies. So we don't know in particular what that means. Probably just get kills. Then we have the Rivals. So Ballerina is on the 5th. Rivals is on the 12th. This is an XP event, plain and simple. Then we have the King of the Dead. King of the Dead is just zombies. It's coming mid-season. So this tells us that mid-season starts on the 26th. Now, there's actually 2 dates here. So this is where things get interesting, right? So, King of the Dead, eliminate zombies in any zombies mode to earn points to climb the leaderboard. So there's some leaderboard with it, which is kind of cool. I'm assuming there is going to be rewards based off of how many zombies you've killed, right? Master of Grief, which is from July 10th to July 17th, which is weird because now there's a gap from the 3rd to the 10th, which is a week long. Really weird, right? We'll come back to that though. And then there's also, so June 26th to July 3rd, that's when the King of the Dead one is. But then Master of Grief, collect essence in grief to earn points and climb the leaderboard. So they're both leaderboard based events in zombies, but one is just in grief and one is in any zombies mode. I can immediately think of a bunch of ways to make those events better, like without even thinking about it. The one that I said before, doing like a Team Edward versus Team Sam on launch of this makes a lot more sense. There is like, I think you could do challenges for wins, right? Because really the driving factor of grief as a mode isn't like, when we look at this event, collect essence in grief, which is just from getting freaking kills. That's not the point of the game. The point of the game is to win. So essentially this event is just handing out participation trophies. It should be based off of getting wins. For 10 wins in grief, you get this reward. For 20 wins, you get this. For 50, you get this big camo that's hard to get. It takes a long period of time. That's an infinitely better event than they're doing here. And I think it would be way easier to program that as well, I think. So within 5 seconds, I think of a better event for the mode that they're putting into the season. Like, it's not that hard, guys. It really is not that hard. XP events for the Rivals, dumb. Like think about it this way. For Rivals, this is the event, the one right here. It's like the Stitch and Adler teaming up. Why is this not a thing where you have to do a certain amount of things, get a piece of intel on either Stitch or Adler, and then that tells you how they ended up teaming up and how they stayed in contact and a little bit of backstory behind that as you unlock rewards along the way. Immediately better. I would recommend doing something on Verdansk that ties in the story of them and what happened on Verdansk. Like, for example, you go underneath Stadium and you end up finding out a thing about why he planted the bombs in the way that he did and things like that. Immediately a better idea for an event. It doesn't take much. Like, it really doesn't. Anyway, this was supposed to be about grief and somehow turned away from that. Let's go back to playing Splitgate 2.